Hey, I thought I'd do an update on the pond. If you've been watching the channel, you know I dug a pond here recently, and I just thought I'd go through some of the failures that have gone along with it, and maybe I can save you some trouble if you're wanting a pond. So we've got this property. We've got a nice couple hundred yards stretch of Brasstown Creek, which is a nice creek. It stays about 2 feet deep and about 30 feet wide. It goes up and down. Sometimes it goes way up over the banks, which would be like 10 feet up. But sometimes it goes way down, but it's about 2 feet. It pretty much stays at about 2 feet. And so I decided I wanted a pond. So I started hand digging it. And a friend of mine seen me. He'd drive by and he's like, man, I'm gonna go give him a hand. He came, gave me a hand, and in a couple hours he dug that pond out. Where, with his machine, and it worked out really good. It's about 5 feet deep. It's about 30 feet by 20 feet. And before I could even do anything with it, as far as rocks and, structure or whatever in it, we hit a spring and it started filling up. Yep, that's quite a spring. Cool. But before I even had the pond dug, I started figuring out a water source. I didn't know we were going to hit a spring. So the first thing I did was I watched YouTube videos where different parts of the world where they take the suction from, what do you call that? Siphoning into a barrel, and supposedly you can pull water uphill and to wherever you want it. Well, I'm going to call that a fail. I built the most simple version of it and it didn't work. So maybe, maybe I didn't quite do it right. I don't know, but it wasn't as easy as it looked on the video. So that was a fail. And then I thought, well, I'll use my solar pump. Okay, solar panel. All right, all 3 lights are on. That means powering the load. And I come over here. Oh, George found it already. That's creek water, boy. So there it is. I can have a pond. Bought a pretty reasonable, I think it was around $300 for a panel and the battery and the pump, the whole thing, So I thought, all right, I'm going to pull water out of the river and just do that. But with, without moving it all day long, the biggest stretch I could get, like if I was gone and I just left it out, I could maybe get 6 hours of use out of it. And that was, not enough to fill it. So from there, I moved to, which is now the solar pump. I don't have no regrets of buying it. It's kind of cool and it does work while there's sun, and you could spend more money and get, more panels and a bigger battery or more batteries and then keep it running 24/7. But it was only, what was it? 2 gallons a minute. So from there I said, okay, this ain't gonna work. I have electricity here, so I ran a 110 cord out and bought a sump pump, what you would use to like pump out a basement. You'd have a hole in it, all the water would go to it, and you'd pump it outside. And it's supposed to pump 25 gallons a minute. Bought this from the box store, 25 gallons per minute. So let's see how that does. It was reasonable. All right, everything's hooked up. She's a running. Go take one more look at it. Oh, I like that. Here we go. But because of the length and the height and everything that I'm doing, it also is only getting, well, just a little over 2 gallons a minute. The last time I checked it, it was under 25 seconds. One gallon in 24.97 seconds. You know, a little over two gallons a minute. So anyways, that ain't filling it up either. The spring filled it up about the first maybe 1.5 feet, and then I got it with all my dealings. I got it up to 3 feet deep, but I haven't been able to get that last couple feet. I can't get it to fill, and it's rained every day this week. It almost looks like if it rains all night, when I get up in the morning, it has stopped raining. It looks like the water level might have dropped 4 or 5 inches since the rain stopped. So I don't know. Somebody in the comments said, "Hey, watch out! Springs have an inlet and an outlet." I don't understand that. You know, I think of an artesian well. I think of a spring, water coming out and hitting the ground and just being there all the time and running away, you know, in a little stream. But it's not really filling up. I don't know what to do. So I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I'm thinking it through. Jan thinks I should get a liner, but that'll never work because the spring would push water up under the liner and empty out the pond. So I can't see that working. So I don't know what to do. The spring in the bottom of the hole actually is, probably like maybe a 6-inch in diameter hole that kind of goes on an angle into the bank. And I think the fish, I put some little fish in there and they go in there. It might be deep. I don't even know how far it goes, but it doesn't have enough pressure and water level to bring the water up to the surface of the ground. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to do. I have been running that 110 sump pump for, oh gosh, maybe, it seems like a week, maybe not quite, but maybe a week, 24/7, at an estimated cost of about $2, maybe $2.50 a day is my guess. So I don't know. Anybody got any ideas? George barely has to go down the bank to get a drink now. This is about the highest I've ever seen it. But the pond is awesome. I just don't like having the water level be so low. And then what can I do with it? What am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to pump all the water out of it? And then, I don't know. I'm really not quite sure what I'm going to do. That's why I'm reaching out, hoping somebody has some answers, something I could do. Maybe maybe that spring hole just goes and goes. Maybe it was like a tunnel and we capped in and there is an in and an out. I don't know. I don't like the idea of having to run the pump all the time, 24/7 too. What if I cut the pump off, it's going to empty out? Maybe I'll have to just cut the pump off and see what does happen. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping somebody's got some answers. Otherwise, I'll just keep on thinking it through. Somehow, I know that this problem can be solved. Isn't that right? I want to say amen, so be it. But hey, if you know something, let's hear it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. Catch you on the next one.